guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Keely, and you're tuning in to Be by Keely. For the ones that have been with me, hi, how are you? And for the ones that are just tuning in, thank you for watching. Hi, how are you? Go hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. I'm looking a little crazy because I am back with another makeup tutorial, and today we're gonna do sort of like a sunset cut crease kind of look. So that is what we're going for. I have my eyebrows and my lids already primed or whatever, and I know my head is looking a little crazy because I just got a wrap around it because your girl hair ain't done, but whatever. Do you like my contacts? Do you like my eyes? Hazel, yes. If my lighting looks a little bit different, I am using my desk light or my big LED mirror light that has more of like a yellow soft tone lights because my ring light broke. So I have to get another one. So let's get into this tutorial. Like I said, I have done my eyebrows and primed my lids off camera because I am not that good at eyebrows. But if you would like to know what I used the e.l.f. pomade in the color Espresso. Espresso, just a pomade, and the concealer that I used is the Covergirl Trublend Undercover concealer. I used that around my eyebrows, and I used it to prime my lids because it is a very good thick concealer and the colors show up well on it. So like I said, we are going for a sunset inspired look, and the two palettes that I'm going to be using today is the Matte Book by the Crayon Cosmetics, and I also am going to be using the Life Save Her eyeshadow palette from Life Save Her Cosmetics, and I'll be talking a little bit about this palette as we get more into the tutorial. But I'm going to be using like burgundy, red, orange, sunset type colors. So the first color I'm going to be using is this actual deep burgundy that is in the Matte Book palette, and that is going to be the color that I use in my crease. I'm going to take that color and I'm going to start tapping it into my crease, inside of your crease like that. And I am using a flat eyeshadow brush, and this one that I'm using is by Profusion Cosmetics, and it's a double-ended brush. It has a flat eyeshadow brush on one end and a blending brush on the other end, so it's like a all-in-one type thing. So I'm going to blend that out. So I actually flip it over and blend out the harsh edges of that color, because we're gonna go back in later and deepen up that crease. But so now that I have that blended into my crease, I'm going to take the Lifesaver Cosmetics palette, and I'm going to be using the orange and the yellow colors out of here. And I really like this palette. I came across this palette on Facebook, and to be honest, I've seen many, you know, palettes. Of course, you know, it's just a brand like this one, but I fell in love with her concept. Like, look at that. First of all, Lifesavers are one of my favorite candies. I love gummy candies, and her palette is based off of that type of candy. So it says Life Save Her. First of all, I love that name. Cosmetics, 35 flavors, which are the shades that are in this palette. But I not only love the concept of her palette, it's a black owned brand, I love that, but this palette is very easy to work with. Like, there's not a lot of fallout from the shadows, not from the glitters, because I have used a couple of them and they work really well. But also the pigmentation in this palette is amazing, and these colors are easy to blend. So I'm actually going to take this orange color right here, and then this yellow color. I will put them on my fingers and show you. And those are the two that I'm going to be using for my upper lid. So this orange shade I dipped into, and I'm just going to tap it right above that plum, burgundy, whatever you want to call it, shade that I used previously. And I'm using the same brush, and I'm going to turn it over and blend out that orange so that the colors blend really nicely together. So now I have blended that orange out, and I'm going to tap into that yellow color that I showed you. And I'm going to put that finally on the top of that orange. So right above that, right underneath the eyebrow to create that sunset type of look. And do the same thing, turn it over and blend it out. And you want to alternate back and forth with those colors, so to make sure you don't lose any of those colors. So I will be going back and forth with the yellow and the orange just to make sure I have that sunset effect in there. I'm going to do a cut crease now, like I said, and the brush that I'm using is actually a flat paintbrush. For some reason, paintbrushes end up doing cut creases so much better. So that concealer that I told you I used on the outside of my brows and to prime my lids, I'm going to use the same concealer to cut my crease with. And I'm going to do like a half cut crease because I will be alternating these colors back in. So I'm going to start from the front and go right in like an oval shape. And so once you get your outline, you can start filling it in. So I have both my creases cut almost equally. So you want to take a brush, a small brush, whatever brush you want to use. This is one by Real Techniques, and make sure your concealer is blended out before you start patting shadows on top of it, because you can smear out your shadows if your concealer is not all the way dry. This brush is nice. It gets right into a crease. It blends out very well. So now that I have that nice and blended out, as you can see, I am going to go from darkest to lightest and start to bring those three shadows that I used on the outside towards my inner corner. So now I have alternated those three colors on the inside, and now that just leaves my lid space right here. So I'm actually going to try out this white color. I have not tried it yet, so I thought that it would be really nice to try. So I'm going to take another flat eyeshadow brush and dip into that white shade and pat it on the inner corner. And try to blend it right into that yellow, because I'm planning on putting something on top of this white shade, just a little shimmer. So what I'm going to put on top of that white shade now is just a little bit of shimmer. So what I'm actually going to use is going to come out of the Profusion Stardust collection. And so if you pull it out, it has like 3 drawers. Then it has a couple of glitters and shimmer pigments. So I'm going to use this one right here. It doesn't really have any names. It just is a part of the collection. So it's just a really fine shimmer dust like this. You can see that. Really nice and shimmery. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that. I'm going to take that same flat brush, tap it on there, and then tap it right into the inner corner. So I think with this look, I'm actually going to do a cat eyeliner. So I'm going to use my Addy Eaton's Color Factory Cosmetics liquid eyeliner pen. And I really, really love this eyeliner. So now I am fixing to pop my lashes on, and I am wearing a pair of lashes from my brand Stronggirlcosmetics, and I will be adhering them on. I have already put it on top of my eyeliner using Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. I use this, I use nothing but this. So when you put it on your eye, it is so much easier to go ahead and stick your lashes on. And the lash glue does dry clear. And these are 25mm lashes. So now it's time to move on to my face. So the foundation that I'm going to be using today is NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation in the shade Classic Tan. So I will usually just use the pump and pump it all over my face and bring it down to my neck, and use a damp foundation sponge. I got these, as you can see, in a 2-pack from Ross, or either this one from Real Techniques is really good. So they are damp. Help blend it very, very well. This foundation is really, really good. I got it from Walmart. I believe it was $14. But I really, really like it. It keeps me matte all throughout the day. And it's a really, really good foundation. I suggest that you try it. I'm going to take that same concealer that I have been using, and I'm going to highlight my face. If you guys want a more detailed highlight and contour video, then drop me a comment below and I will make one for you guys. But I'm just going to highlight the high points of my face and blend this all out. A setting powder, and the setting powder that I am using is the Milani Make It Last Translucent Banana Setting Powder. And I am going to take a dry sponge and dip into that and set all the places where I have put that concealer. And if you don't look like you did cocaine, you're not doing it right. So I'm actually going to let that sit and bake on my face for a little while I bronze. And the bronzer that I'm going to use is out of the Undercover Beauty Sculpting Expert 2. And it looks like this. So it has blushes, bronzers, and highlighters in it. Sculpting Expert 2. I open it up and I use this shade mainly right here. Excuse me, right here. I dab into that and I start bronzing the places that I would like to be contoured. Like I said, if you guys want a detailed highlighting and contouring video on why it is placed where it is placed, then drop me a comment below. And I will also do my nose. So down the sides of my nose, I use a very flat brush like this. And I dip into it the same. And I will go down the sides of my nose and make a triangle at the bridge, and then go up the other side. All the way up to the edge of your eyebrow, because you don't want to make it look like your nose stops right in the middle of your face, even though it does. You want to make it look nice and flawless and snatched. Now that I have my bronzer on, at this point I will take my one of my Real Techniques fluffy brush, and it's an angled fluffy brush like this, but it blends very well, and I will dust off that excess powder that I have let sit on my face for a little while. And that powder dusts off really, really well. I really like Milani's powders. So now at this point, I like to take another angled brush that I have. It looks like this, and this actually is a Undercover beauty brush as well. And it came with this Sculpting Expert palette, and I will dip into this blush over here, which is like a nice copper tone shade that just looks very good on my skin. And I will dip into it and start on the apples of my cheeks and blend upward towards my hairline. And so I have also liked using the highlighter that is in this palette as well. So I will take another Real Techniques brush, and I will dip into whatever highlighter. These are the three, and they're very nice. I like this one a lot. So I'm going to dip into it, and I will highlight my nose. Just up the bridge of my nose, and then I will highlight the high points of my cheeks. Also, I will highlight my Cupid's bow. So then I'm going to take a black pencil eyeliner. And this is from Profusion Cosmetics as well, in that kit that I showed you earlier. And I'm going to line the inside of my waterline with it. Like a small fluffy brush, and just take that dark red and blend it underneath my eyes. And then I'm also going to take that orange and blend it out so it'll look nice. So like the colors will alternate underneath my waterline. The yellow if you want, but I really don't want to do the yellow underneath my eyes. I'm just going to stick with that burgundy tone shade and the orange. So the last thing that I did to finish up this look is that I put some mascara on my bottom lashes. That is also from Addy Color Factory Cosmetics. And I also finished up my lip. So I basically used a brown liner, and then I used the shade 27, which is like a yellow color from Addy Color Factory Cosmetics as well. I really love this brand. Please look it up on Facebook. And she also has a clear gloss that she sent. So I just put that on top because the yellow color is like a matte lipstick. But what do you guys think of the finished look? So if you guys like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss the next time that I upload. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!